guys, thanks so much for tuning in. So today we're going to step back and talk about wig storage, how to store your wigs and keep your wigs looking good longer. I know that on my channel I do mainly synthetic wigs and they're considered cheaper wigs, but you can spend up to 40 bucks on a wig. And yeah, it's 40 bucks, but you want to get your money's worth. You want it to last a couple of months at least. And I struggle with this in the beginning because the more and more wigs you get, the bigger and bigger your problem is. And that sounds so much like a third world problem right now. But the more stuff you have, the harder it is to store. So I'm going to tell you guys the things I started with and then what I use now. And for the most part, the storing of the wig part, the actual wig, is the same. And I don't keep the boxes. I think that they are bulky. But what I do keep are the bags that they come in. And I keep every single wig card that I get. And the netting. I keep these three things for every wig I have. And then when I'm done with a wig, I put it in the netting and stick it in the bag. I stick this in the bag with the wig as well. So I always know what wig it is, what color, things like that. So before I jump into the bins and stuff, I want to talk about a couple of other things you need to do before you even store the wig to keep it lasting and looking good. First thing is take your wig off. You know, don't sleep in them. When you get done wearing it, take it off, shake it out, comb it out, and put it away the way I'm going to show you guys. I never sleep in my wigs. Now, of course, if you have your wig sewn into your hair, like if you braid your hair and sew it down, of course, you can't do that. And that wig, you know, if you sew it in, you know it's going to even last as long as a sewing would last. But if it's not sewn in, take it off every day, store it properly. Another thing is to not keep your wigs thrown about, which is what I used to do in the beginning. I would just take them off and throw them in a closet, like on a shelf somewhere, and just leave it there. And then like they drop and they fall and you pick them up, you throw them back up there, and after a while they get tangled. So you do have to store them. So let's jump into that. When I first started, I was storing them in these plastic shoe boxes that you can get from like Walmart and stuff. And I would just put the wig in the net, put it in the bag with the wig card, and stick it in there and just store it either in my closet or under my bed. When I got to a point where I couldn't use these anymore because I had too many wigs, then I got a larger bin, which I still use. It's one of those huge bins that you put, you know, your blankets in and comforters, and you throw it under. It's an under the bed bin. So it's super wide and big, so it can hold a good amount of wigs. I would say it can hold up to maybe 20 wigs if you just store them in the bag. When I first moved here, I had gotten a shoe rack, and I'm going to put a picture in it because I tried to record it, and because it's in my closet and the lighting is awful, I couldn't get a good picture or footage from it. But it's basically a hanging shoe rack, and instead of hanging shoes on this rack, I hang my wigs there. Now, of course, these wigs that I hang on the shoe rack aren't wigs that are in, you know, the bags. In fact, they're not even in the net either. They're just hanging up there. And these are the wigs that I wear the most. So, or the ones I'm going to wear that week. Those I will hang up there, and it's easy for me to just grab it, throw it on, and when I'm done to just hang it up back there. It's not in the wig bag, but it's not getting tangled. It's hanging there. It's not really touching anything else. So it's a really easy, convenient way to store wigs. I'll insert a picture at some point, but I would definitely recommend that. I have mine nailed to the wall in my closet, but you can also hang it behind your door or anywhere else you have room for it. But it has been a real helper, and visually I can walk in the closet and see like all the wigs I have versus the bin that I have under my bed now. I have to like a file cabinet go through each wig and try to find something. So those are the 2-3 ways that I store wigs. And I have wigs, granted, they are 20 bucks, 30 bucks, 40 bucks over a year that I still have and wear. And a lot of times when I do videos, you guys, a lot of times when I do like videos that are not wig reviews, you'll see me wearing an older unit. And again, like the Bisa wig that I wear all the time, over a year old by now. I have the BS 607, which is one of my favorites. Again, I don't wear it very, very often, but it's one of my favorites, and I think I've had that one for over a year as well. So I store them in this way, and they look just as good as the first day I got them because I try to take good care of them. The ones that I throw around and pull here, throw there, they get very mangled and tangled, and they get fuzzy and huge, and then I have to end up either giving them away, donating them, or trashing them because they're just so bad. But nowadays, now that I have my system, that rarely happens where I have wigs that get into that state. So I hope you guys found it helpful. It's part of a series that I'm doing on all things wigs. So definitely check out all the other videos in this series. I will leave links to them in the description box and in the info card. And until next time, guys, which will be really, really, really soon. See ya.